This news update is brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
This is the 7 a.m. Barbados Today update for Monday, January 6, 2014. I'm Dawn Paris. A group of Barbadians are stranded in the United States. Teachers Barrington Yearwood and Ronaldo and Lucia Paris are among those who've been fighting to get on flights to return home as U.S. airports battle travel chaos following last week's snowstorm. Yearwood, who was due home yesterday, tells Barbados Today via phone that the earliest he could rebook a JetBlue flight is January 12.
I was calling trying to get to my principal. I couldn't get to, but I got someone at home to call and just let him know the situation. But I guess I have to go to the airport tomorrow and basically hope for the best. Hope someone feels my pain and, I don't know, helps me out somehow.
Lucia was forced to book flights on another airline but has to go as far as Trinidad before getting back to Barbados. She's angry about the situation.
I've never had to deal with a canceled flight before, so I didn't know what to do. And then I had to rush, and I mean, literally, I was there trying to book the flight, and I just saw the seats dwindling in front of me. But the flight, literally, as I was putting in the information, keying in the information to book the seats were going down. So then eventually there were none left. And if they had a little consideration to at least put us on to another airline, and what's even worse, they canceled the flight, and you would think that they would put us on to, the next available flight. They didn't do that.
A JetBlue spokesperson said part of the problem is that the New York to Barbados route is served by only one Airbus plane, which seats about 120 passengers. Because many customers had booked trips home after the New Year's holiday, there really wasn't much capacity to absorb passengers whose flights were cancelled. And here at the Grantley Adams International Airport in Barbados, there were no reports of stranded passengers up to yesterday evening. And that's despite several flight delays and cancellations. We hear from Corporate Communications Specialist at GAIA, Keith Goddard.
Certainly over the last couple of days, you would have had some effect, the weather would have had some effect on the two flights coming out of New York, namely JetBlue and American Airlines, which both come out of JFK in New York. So that those flights would have been either canceled or delayed over the last few days coming into Bridgetown.
Well, despite the challenges facing those teachers, the Education Ministry is promising that public schools will be fully staffed from today. The assurance comes as teachers remain on edge over a report that about 150 of them could be sent home as part of public sector layoffs. The ministry is insisting that the delivery of education won't be compromised in any way, and students return to the classrooms tomorrow. And on to other news now. Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite is due to meet this week with the top brass of the police force. They'll be looking at strategies to prevent an upsurge in crime and the drugs trade, with unemployment due to increase as a result of public sector retrenchment. Brathwaite pointed out some hotspots for illicit activity in Bridgetown and says he intends to reach out to Member of Parliament for the city, Jeffrey Bostick, to deal with any problems that may creep up.
We're going to have to find ways of working across the political divide. So I have no problem with speaking to the Member of Parliament for the city and saying to him, let us sit down and see how we can intervene in your area so that if there are any persons who are displaced, because the last thing that we want is for drug lords, etc., to make further inroads into our society. So it's not just a governmental response. I think it has to be a societal response.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
McInerney Quality and Consolidated Finance invite you to trade in your old car for a new one. So, bring your car and come to McInerney Quality in Wildy. That's right, all trade-ins are welcomed. Any make or model, we'll trade towards your new car. Plus, you get 2 years free insurance when you purchase a Kia, Mazda or Ford. And with on-the-spot financing by Consolidated Finance, you can drive away with something new. So, bring your car and come to McInerney Quality in Wildy. All trade-ins are welcome.
In the region now, an investigation has been launched in St. Kitts and Nevis into a weekend blaze that destroyed the Venezuelan embassy there. The Organization of American States office in Bastir was also damaged in what authorities say was an attempted arson. While the fire chief confirmed that arson was suspected at the OAS building, he stopped short of saying this was the cause of the fire that destroyed the embassy. Still in Bastir, a former senior government official was arrested over the weekend while protesting a 13-month delay in debating a no-confidence motion. Clacton Phillip was among protesters picketing outside the compound of an event held by the Prime Minister that was attended by American talk show host, author and political commentator Tavis Smiley. Internationally now, at least 18 people have been killed during violent clashes between opposition activists and police during general elections in Bangladesh. Scores of polling stations have been torched. The opposition has boycotted the vote and called a 2-day strike over what it termed a scandalous farce. And 14 people were killed and 10 injured in a stampede at a mosque in the northwest of China. It happened as traditional food was being handed out at an event to commemorate a religious leader. An investigation is underway into the cause of the stampede. And that's our 7 a.m. update. Join us again at noon. In the meantime, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Dawn Paris. Have a good day.
This news update brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Catch the sun